Hey y'all, how y'all doing? Welcome back to my channel. Alright, so the topic of today's video is going to be 10 things that I wish I knew before I started running. So this is going to be perfect for anyone who's just kind of getting involved in running or interested, or maybe they said that they were going to do it a million times and then they never ended up doing it. Okay, lock in, go run, okay? My first tip for you is that hydration starts 24 hours before your run. You cannot just go into a run being not adequately hydrated. And imagine you're doing mileage at that point. You're really putting a lot of stress on your body. So how much water should you be drinking? It's at least 24 hours, by the way, at least. You should be drinking at least 3 to 4 fluid ounces a day. You can also kind of do like your body weight, half that. So that would be the amount of fluid ounces that you would need to drink would be half your body weight. So if you're 150, 75 fluid ounces is how much you should be drinking a day. Second thing that I wish I knew is that you don't really need much to get started into running. Yes, I know that in 2025, you want to get the glasses and the hydration pack and the this and the that. Look, you don't need all that to do it. You don't have to be that fancy. This is probably one of the most accessible sports for the world because all you really need is some clothes. Don't go naked. And some shoes, okay? Just get some good running shoes. If you don't know what good running shoes are, don't worry. I have a video coming out with that here in a little bit, and I can tell you which shoes would be good for you based on how you run, your gait, things like that. But all you need, some shoes, some clothes, and then just get out there. Most of us do have some clothes and have some shoes to get us started on running. So really the only thing that's stopping you from running is you, right? You're just kind of making excuses at that point. Oh, I'll do it tomorrow. Oh, I'll do it the next day. Or you get started on your run and you give up before you even start. Can't really do that. Give yourself some time, okay? Mental toughness too. Lots of things. Number 3 is that I promise you no one's really watching you. I saw this TikTok the other day that was like, how do people just go out and run? Because literally people are just watching you run. You're running on the street. Is that not embarrassing? Yada, yada, yada. No, it's not. Look, okay? Just put some music in your ears, zone the world out. Like running is probably my favorite way to de-stress because as soon as I put my shoes on, my mind turns off and I am just there. I'm looking around, I'm looking at houses, I'm looking at nature, I'm people watching, and I'm just enjoying my time. And if that person is watching, give them a good show. Me, when I'm wearing my headphones, I'm singing along, I'm dancing, I don't even care. Like, watch me. Watch me, because guess what I'm doing and what you're not doing? Running, making my body healthy, making my mind healthy. And guess what? I feel good. So don't let people stop you. If they watch, give them a wave. Number 4, your runs probably are going to feel uncomfortable for the first 1 or 2 weeks. And if you're completely new to running, it may take up to a month for you to really feel that comfortability of running. Running is something that is not natural. And I have talked about this in a previous video, right? Running is not natural, right? If we think about like our biology, you go into like a fight or flight mode, and the flight mode is when you're running most of the time, right? Back in the day, we don't really run just to run. It was usually to escape something or to protect ourselves or whatever it may be. But now we've turned it into such a competitive sport. It's really hard on our bodies. It's not really natural. But once you get going and you get more comfortable and you figure out what shoes you wear, what works best for you, what pace, what time of day, what temperature, things like that, then you're going to start getting more comfortable. You just have to give yourself time and patience, give yourself grace. You're not going to be an Olympian out on your first run. And guess what? That is okay. You're on your own journey, your own running journey. Let yourself take the time that you need to get to where you want to be. Your goals probably aren't even to be an Olympian. Maybe you just want to just get started and you just want to be able to say, hey, I ran 2 miles today. That's totally fine. And here's how you get started. So again, just give yourself at least 1 to 2 weeks to kind of feel a little bit more comfortable with the idea of what running is, how you feel, and also that aspect of if you're a person that really doesn't like to be perceived, give yourself time to get comfortable with that because people will just watch you as you run by, but they're not thinking anything of it, I promise. All right, number 5, don't look at your pace. That's like my biggest thing when you first get started on running. I really don't even want you to look at your watch really at all unless you're just looking at how much time you're running for. Because at the end of the day, if you are just getting started into running, you may or may not know what pace is. And if you do know what pace is, you're going to start kind of comparing yourself to paces that you're familiar with, or maybe paces that you see in a national scale, like at the Olympics or something like that. But again, back to what we were talking about earlier, you are on your own journey. Pace is not important. The important thing is just getting a run in, completing the workout. That's what I always tell my kids. If you can get through this workout, it may not be your best workout, may not be your best run, but if you get through it, it's better than showing up and saying, I didn't do anything, I did a terrible workout, yada, yada, yada. No, stop it there. Did you complete a workout? Did you get a run in? And did you finish? Then you are doing just fine, okay? Don't look at your watch. Just let yourself run. Just let yourself get comfortable, okay? All right, number 6 kind of goes with number 5, is that you really shouldn't be aiming too much on your like mileage when you're first starting out with running. The first thing that I started out with was just looking at how am I feeling? How am I feeling on this run? So if my goal is to run 10 minutes, I may not run that whole 10 minutes either, because if I've never run before, I may need to walk, catch my breath. So if I'm aiming for 10 minutes, how am I feeling? If I give myself 10 minutes to just kind of run, how am I feeling? Am I going too fast and I can't breathe and I can't talk and I can't even really focus at all because after about a minute of running at that pace, I have to stop? Or on your 10-minute run, are you going slow enough where you're able to kind of comfortably breathe? You're able to look around, you're able to relax. Maybe you'll be able to talk a little bit. That would be my biggest tip for starting out too, is like, if you're able to kind of talk or maybe even like sing along just a little bit as you're running, you're probably going at a good starting pace for you to just, get started into running. Then you can worry about getting faster and all of that jazz later. But first start out, get your body comfortable, get used to it, give it time. Number 7 is start with a small goal. So I was just saying, maybe 10 minutes is your running goal. So if you want to be able to run for 10 minutes straight, that should be your base goal. But the full 10 minutes may not be running, right? You may start out with your first run being 1 minute running, 1 minute walking, 1 minute running, 1 minute walking. So you got 5 minutes running and you got 5 minutes walking. Or maybe you're a little bit better than that. So you're able to do maybe like 3 minutes of a little bit of a faster pace, and then 2 minutes of a really, really slow jog, and then 3 minutes again of a little bit of a faster pace, and then 2 minutes again of just like a nice slow jog to kind of catch yourself up, which is actually called a fartlek kind of way that you could do it, but it does still help you get better at your running and get stronger as a runner. So start small with your goals and then break your small goal down and make sure you can achieve it. Once you reach that 10 minutes, that full 10 minutes you're able to run, all right, bump up to 12 or bump up to 15, depending on how much you want to jump. Number 8, running does not have to be boring. It can be competitive, or it can just be fun, or you can just brag about yourself because it's pretty cool to be able to run, right? Download the Nike Club app, download Strava, download the Adidas running app. Any of those apps are really good. They give you some trails, they give you some tips. They also have a feature where you can kind of compete against friends or family and show them your runs that you've gone on, how long, how much mileage you've done that week. So if you're into a little bit of friendly competition, but connect with communities on those apps because it's a great way to kind of stay involved. And if you don't want to use apps, there are other ways that you could do this. You could do it through Facebook. You could join a running club. You could go on Instagram, or you can go on Facebook and search for your city running club, and then see what comes up. If your local town does not have a running club, then look for some virtual options. There's plenty of virtual options and virtual running clubs out there. And I promise you that runners are some of the most supportive people you will ever meet, because most of the time, the people who were runners in high school and in college were a little bit more on the academic, geeky, shy side. And so we are more than welcome, so we are more than happy to welcome anyone and everyone, because we love our sport and we want other people to love it too, because it is, like I said, so accessible and it's just fun and it makes you feel good. It makes you feel confident. It makes you feel strong. We are almost to the end. We are on number 9. And my number 9 tip is please eat something before you go on your run, especially if you're waking up first thing in the morning. I know that a lot of us maybe don't like eating first thing in the morning, but what I used to do, because I'm someone who honestly did not like to eat before runs, but guess what? I'd go on my run and I'd feel sick. I'd feel nauseous. Why? Because I had nothing in my stomach. Your body needs fuel. Please give it the fuel that it needs. I just did like a handful of cashews. That's usually what I would do. And then some water. You got your fats in there, right? And you got a little bit of protein, which is really, really good. So just something small. Maybe it's half a granola bar. Maybe it's half a banana. Maybe it's a slice of toast with peanut butter on it. But do eat something small before you go on your run so that you do have fuel and you don't feel nauseous and you're able to do the distance that you want to do. All right. So my number 10 tip, which is more of just like a general type of thing. But for those of you who maybe have not started running ever or are trying to get back into it, I need you to remind yourself, progress is never made when you're comfortable, okay? It's not going to be comfortable to run. It never can be comfortable to run, especially when you're pushing yourself to do a goal, right? If you're working towards a goal, you're automatically pushing yourself out of your comfort zone. So be okay with that comfortability, sit in that, and then go back to what I said earlier. Give yourself grace. Push yourself outside the limits. Go see what you can do. You're stronger than you think you are, I promise. And if you say that you can't run, give me a little comment, and I'm gonna come up with a plan just for you because you absolutely can run. All right, beautiful people, I hope you enjoyed today's video of the 10 things that I wish I knew before I started running. If there's anything that you think I missed, drop it in the comments below. I am happy to add some more in later on down the road. I've got new videos coming out next week. I've also added new videos on TikTok, so go ahead and check those out as well. Connect with me, TikTok, Instagram, and of course, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. I would love to connect with y'all, and if we should make a running club, so if we want to make a running club, I am more than happy to get that started. Let's make a virtual running club and let's hold each other accountable and reach our goals together. All right. Other than that, beautiful people, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and I will see you in the next video.